I just would like to put on record, Mr. Chair, that Mr. Sinding has bias against the members of this committee because he is not just an ordinary anchorman, but he is also the public information officer of Cagayan Province.
Nag-angkor ka pa ba ngayon? Oo. Kaya ka hindi well, in fact, ang dami mong violation. Kung violation per se pag-usapan, you are not accredited by KBP since 2016. And you're not authorized to be an anchorman. There's a motion to cite in contempt Gov.Mamba for undue interference, duly seconded on the part of the Committee on Public Accounts. Any objection? The chair is none. The motion is carried. Now discussing about the show cause order for him to explain why he should not be cited in contempt for undue interference in the proceeding of this committee.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Cindy is claiming that he have already submitted the reply on the show cause order.
Mr. Chair, considering that Mr. Sendings was already meted a 30 days detention here, so I move that the said contempt on the other violation be just to give him a ample time again to internalize in the detention, Mr. Chair. So I will move that said contempt motion to contempt on the second order be lifted, Mr. Chair.
So there's a motion.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Chairman Akop.
we're discussing whether we will cite Mr. Sending for the second time for violation of sections E and F of section 11 of our rules regarding contempt, which is undue interference in the conduct of proceedings and acting in a disrespectful manner towards any member of the committee or any misbehavior in the presence of the committee, for which there's a maximum penalty of 10 days if we are going to cite him contempt. So kung i-cite natin in contempt siya, 30 plus 10. Yun po ang mangyayari. But there's a motion by the Honorable Lara that we lift the second motion for contempt. So that's the status that we are in, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairman Akop. Before we rule on the motion made by the Honorable Lara, Co-Chair?
Mr. Sending, this is the second accusation against you is for interference of the proceedings of this committee. Now, there were reports that you conducted radio programs and uttered remarks against not only the members of this committee, but also the members of this House. So, just for the record, Mr. Sending, were you aware that in your program, several remarks were made that were unfavorable or disrespectful to the members of this committee?
Your Honors, kung ang pagbabatayan po ay yung August 8 na nagprograma ako para i-turn over dun sa bagong anchor. Ako lamang po ay anchor at nagtitimon. Kaya hindi naman po ako nakapagbigkas ng anuman pong mga bagay na maari nga pong humamak sa Kongreso o sa komite. Kaya
Mr. Sending, ang tanong ko po is, were there utterances made in your program that you were hosting that was disrespectful to the members of this committee and to the members of the House of Representatives?
wala po akong matandaan. Kung papanoorin po niyo yung buong konteksto ng program, ay wala po akong matandaan na may ganun pong mga pahayag, Your Honors.
So if we are to play whatever copy we may have of the radio program that was aired also on social media, we wouldn't be hearing statements that was derogatory, that we would be deemed to be insulting to the members of this committee.
Mula po sa akin, Your Honor.
Not coming from you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But was there anyone in that program who made those utterances?
Well, depende po sa konteksto ng pagtanto ho ninyo, sir, Your Honors. Kasi kung kabuuan ho ng konteksto ng programa, ang tingin ko wala naman pong intensyon na hamakin o protyahin ng ang Kongreso at ang Komite, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Congressman Lara.
Mr. Chair, considering na dinedenay ni Rogie Sending, no, binabawi ko na yung motion ko, no, I will move to defer, no, itong mga ano, para sa susunod pakita ko sa inyo dito sa ano yung mga pinagsasabi nito sa radio program.
Lara, I distinctly remember hearing that courts could be paid, the COMELEC could be paid, that the members of the House of Representatives are the biggest vote buyers or something like
Yes,
that.
yes, Mr. Chair. I do agree. Nandun siya na yung mga words na yan, nag-a-utter si Gov.Mamba at sumasang-ayon nito si Rogie Sending, Mr.
No,
Chair.
there was a portion that they were laughing, right? They were mocking us or something like that.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I do agree.
Mr. Chair,
Anyway,
point of,
I ask DML Suarez.
does the committee have, is it in possession of a video or clips of the said radio program?
Yes, we have a possession of that. Well, in fact, it started on the first hearing that was May 31.
Hindi, kasi naaalala ko lang po nung committee ng agriculture namin, may mga ganitong pangyayari din. May isang may-ari ng cold storage facility, ilang beses namin tinatanong tungkol doon sa kapasidad ng kanyang storage facility. At harap-harapan sa committee members, sinasabi niya hindi niya alam, wala siyang ginawa, wala siyang kinalaman doon, when in fact data and evidence would prove otherwise. So if Mr. Sanding is here and telling us he didn't, although evidence would show that he did, then that's a blatant lie, not only to the committee, but to the members as a whole. So that's strike two. Kasi ngayon, pati dito sa committee, nagsisinungaling na rin siya.
Tama po ang I join the opinion of the good Deputy
Mr. Chair.
Majority Leader. Now, before I recognize si Gov. Anyway, Mr. Chinding, tandaan mo there's a pending motion si Congressman Lara withdrawing his previous motion and to defer discussion with regards to your violation, which is letter F, undue interference. Now, don't you know, if you continue to lie, pagbalik ng committee, we will discuss again. You're continuing to lie because that was proven when the Bombo Radio warned you, at it is on record, na pinagsabihan kayo, together with Gov.Mamba, na itigil niyo yung, well, in fact, nag-anchor ka pa ba ngayon? Oo. Kaya ka hindi well, in fact, ang dami mong violation. Kung violation per se pag-usapan, you are not accredited by KBP since 2016. And you're not authorized to be an anchorman. Kaya, I just want you, 30 days, yung detention mo dito, pagbalik namin, kasi pasalamat ka, budget season ngayon. There is an order from the speaker na wala lang committee hearing next week. Pagbalik namin dito, we will discuss. If ever the committee will decide to defer discussion on that particular violation of yours, babalik ka dito sa House. Anyway,
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just would like to put on record, Mr. Chair, that Mr. Sinding has bias against the members of this committee because he is not just an ordinary anchorman, but he is also the Public Information Officer of Cagayan Province. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that manifestation, Congressman Corbera. Now, there is a pending motion coming from Congressman Lara to
Mr.
defer.
Chair.
Duly seconded?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Any objection? The chair is none. The motion is carried. Let's proceed with the case of the provincial administrator, Ms. Villaflor. Yes, Congressman Lara.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last hearing, a contempt order was issued against Provincial Administrator Attorney Maria Rosario Mamba Villaflor for her undue interference in the conduct of the proceedings when she disallowed the subpoenaed officials and employees of the provincial government of Cagayan from participating during the August 7 joint committee hearings. She was cited in contempt and to enforce the mandate jurisdiction of Congress in the performance of its power to conduct legislative inquiry. Considering that the purpose of this joint committee, in my personal view, Mr. Chair, had already been attained, I respectfully move, Mr. Chair, for the lifting of the contempt order against PA Mamba Villaflor and to release her from detention. So move, Mr. Chair.
I respectfully second, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion duly seconded to lift the contempt orders on Attorney Villaflor, the provincial administrator of the province of Cagayan.
Mr. Chair, before you
Yes,
rule,
Chairman Ako.
before the chair rules on the motion of the Honorable Lara, please allow this representation to explain bakit ginagawa namin ito for the benefit of those people who are concerned. Kasi kung hindi namin gagawin ito at walang mangyayari, babaliwalain nyo na yung aming mga proseso dito sa Kongreso. We're doing this to strengthen our processes and protocols insofar as this House is concerned. Sana maintindihan nyo yun, na dapat kayong sumunod dahil meron naman po kaming kapangyarihan na gawin ang mga ito. Binigyan po kami ng kapangyarihan dahil kung hindi po kayo susunod, you will be meted out a penalty. Ganun po yun. So, next time na imbitahin kayo ng House, you should be able to attend. O kung hindi kayo maka-attend, magbigay kayo ng tamang excuse. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that manifestation, Chairman Ako.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that manifestation, Congressman Teves. Anyway, there's a pending motion with regards to the lifting of contempt to Ms. Villaflor, duly seconded. Any objections? On the part of the Committee on Public Accounts, the motion is carried.
Mr. Chair.
On the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, do I hear a similar motion?
The motion to lift contempt.
Mr. Chair, move that we lift the contempt order on the provincial administrator, Attorney Maria Rosario Villaflor.
Second.
There being a motion, it being duly seconded, and there being no objection, then the motion is on the part of Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms approved.
Thank you for that. Anyway, Congressman Lara, please proceed for the second motion.
Mr. Chair, I have a second motion. Considering that the motion for the lifting of the contempt order against PA Villaflor has been granted, I move for the lifting of the detention order of PA Maria Rosario Mamba Villaflor, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion to lift the detention order for Ms. Villaflor. Any second?
Second.
Duly seconded. Any objections? The chair is none. The motion is carried.
On the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, do I hear a similar motion?
Motion.
Mr. Chair, I move.
Sir, Mr. Chair, I move that we lift the detention order.
There being a motion to lift, it being duly seconded, there being no objection, then the motion is approved.
Thank you, Co-Chair. The lifting of the detention order for Ms. Villaflor will commence after the suspension of this hearing. Now, let's move to the show cause order issued to Gov.Mamba last August 9, 2023. So, ComSec, for the record, have you received a letter reply from the governor of the province of Cagayan?
Your Honor, according to our records officer, we have not yet received any written explanation from the office of Governor Mamba.
So, for the information of the members and the resource persons present, Governor Mamba was issued a show cause order last August 9 for August 7, and for undue interference. He was show cause to explain for him to be cited in contempt for undue interference, this committee. Now, until now, Governor Mamba has not yet replied with regards to the show cause order. So, what's the pleasure of the members of the House, our committee? Yes. Yes, Kong Lara.
Yes, Mr. Chair, before somebody makes a motion or you decide on the contempt, can I just show a few clips? 1 minute clip, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Congressman Lara.
Attorney Charo, ang Baptist Floor. Ayun, pinakulong nila. Dahil hindi raw nagbigay ng travel order. Ang travel order, lecture natin ng mga congressman, ang travel order comes from the government. Hindi si Charo ang may order ng provincial administrator. I never designated her to sign for me sa mga travel orders. It is always me signing travel orders. Never na nagsasay si Charo Mamba with the travel order. Kulong na po ako, kulong. Huwag ito mga tao. They are sacrificing so much.
Mr. Chair, that is for the information of this committee. The pleasure of the committee, Mr. Chair, for whatever purpose it may serve us here.
So, this interview of Governor Mamba happens after the show cause order?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And what's the specific date, just for the record?
August 10 and 11. August 10 and 11, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you for that information. Chairman ako?
Mr. Chair, let us first read yung provision ng rules. And I may quote, the committee may punish any person for contempt by a vote of 2/3 of the members present, there being a quorum. And it enumerated the grounds for contempt. Letter A, refusal without legal excuse to obey summons, refusal to be sworn or placed under affirmation, refusal to answer any relevant inquiry, refusal to produce any books, papers, or documents or records that are relevant to the inquiry and are in the possession of the concerned person, acting in a disrespectful manner towards any member of the committee or any misbehavior in the presence of the committee, and undue interference in the conduct of proceedings. Contempt of the committee shall be deemed contempt of the House. The person cited in this section may, upon order of the committee, be detained in such place as the chairperson or acting chairperson may designate. And for letters E and F, the rules provide for a penalty, which is the exception to the rule. By a vote of 2/3 of the members present, there being a quorum, those cited under Section 11, paragraphs E and F, shall be detained for a period not exceeding 10 days in a place designated by the chairperson or acting chairperson under the custody of the sergeant at arms. Mr. Chair, we have cited the officers of the province of Cagayan already. Para naman parehas yung tingin sa pag-meet out ng justice dito sa committees na ito in particular and in the House in general, I think it would be proper that also we meet out certain penalties to people who do not conform with our rules. And since the governor of the province of Cagayan was not able to obey the processes of these two committees in the spirit of the equitable provisions of the law, I move that we cite the governor of Cagayan for contempt, Mr. Chair. So move.
There is a motion to cite in contempt, Gov.Mamba for undue interference. Duly seconded.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, before we rule on that motion, yes, Congressman Palma, please proceed.
Before you rule on the motion, pasensya na po, galing din ako sa local government unit. Siyempre nagsisipatiya rin tayo. Can I ask a favor? For the last time, we'll ask again for him to appear. If he will not appear in the next hearing, then said motion, I will be the co-sponsor of that motion. We will give him the last chance, if that would be possible, Mr. Chair, to have fairness and for him to appear before this committee.
There's not a motion, but a manifestation coming from the good Deputy Majority Leader Palma that we will give another chance for Governor Mamba. And but of course, just again, for the record, information of everyone, nagsimula yung hearing May 31 pa. Pina-excuse na lang siya doon sa second hearing dahil hindi naman sumasagot. Dahil in-invoke yung subjudice, in which napakalinaw na walang subjudice rule in a committee hearing with regards to inquiry in aid of legislation. That is a clear constitutional provision in our constitution. So anyway, and they keep on defying the orders from this committee. Yes, Congressman Adjong.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So as not the public will misconstrue what we're doing here, baka sabihin nila ay nagpa-power trip tayo dito. In fact, Mr. Chair, in sobrang lenient ang pag-extend ng committee ito. We've been lenient, the chairpersons, we've been lenient for the past several months. In fact, we've given all those who are requested to appear before this committee in order that we can resolve the case. Hindi ko sila. They consistently, deliberately ignore the requests, the invitations, and the summons. So para po sa publiko, alam niyo po ang ginagawa po dito sa Kongreso as Chair Manong Acop mentioned earlier, hindi po ito dahil gusto lang namin. Alam niyo po, Mr. Sinding, kung anong nagbibigay sa amin dito ng kapangyarihan? Ang konstitusyon. So Mr. Chair, if all these people who are needed to appear before this committee deliberately refuse to at least honor the invitation of this committee, that is tantamount to violating the very constitution which this committee is given the power to investigate and to inquire. So, kung yung fairness lang po pag-uusapan, Mr. Chair, sobrang fair po ng committee ito and sobrang lenient po ang committee ito. I just want that put into record so that we will not be misconstrued by the public.
Thank you, John. Vice Chair.
Also, Mr. Chair,
Co-Chair.
before we recognize anybody else, I really understand the sentiments of Representative Palma. Now, I also would like to emphasize the fact that the defiance of the orders of this committee is not just limited to the governor's presence himself, but the fact that he refused to issue travel orders to employees of the provincial government that have been invited by these committees to appear, it has further degraded the authority of these committees. No? So rather than maybe giving him the excuse to allow those under him to disrespect the invitations of this committee, maybe it's also high time that we enforce not only our authority, but our legal right to investigate this matter.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Before I recognize Congress Onavia, let me recognize Kong Bilyo. Please proceed, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. With regards to the manifestation of the Honorable Palma, I think this committee has given so many chances to the Honorable Governor.Mamba. In fact, we started this investigation since May 31. And of course, we do not forget that Governor.Mamba was once a member of this House of Representatives. And he very well knows the consequences of not following the orders of this House and especially this committee. Ang sa akin lamang po, the more responsibility na mas alam mo yung consequences na yan being a former member of this chamber. And giving him 3 months is more than enough para po malaman niya yung mga dapat niyang gawin. And in fact, okay lang sana kung hindi siya. Pero pati po yung miyembro ng kanyang mga kasamahan sa provincial government ng Cagayan ay hindi rin niya pinapayagang dumalo sa committee ito. Ay siguro po mas marapat na nating desisyonan ang bagay na ito dahil tayo naman po lahat alam ko may puso naman tayo. Pero pag nakikita natin na patuloy tayong binabaliwala, lalong-lalo na ng isang dating miyembro ng chamber na ito, siguro po dapat disiplinahin na natin ang dapat disiplinahin. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you for that manifestation, Congressman Rillo. Yes, Congressman Ronaldo.
Also, Mr. Chair, are we not in the possession of the video clip regarding Governor Mamba during his flag ceremony regarding his statement that sino daw yung mga vote buyers, Mr. Chair? Maybe can I request to play?
Proceed.
Yeah, there's a pending motion and it was seconded. I submit to the wisdom of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Majority Leader Palma. Now, there's a motion to cite in contempt Governor.Mamba for undue interference, duly seconded on the part of the Committee on Public Accounts. Any objection? The chair is none. The motion is carried.
Do I hear a similar motion on the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms?
Mr. Chair, on the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Reforms, I move that we cite in contempt Governor.Mamba for undue interference. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
There's a motion to cite the governor in contempt, duly seconded. Is there any objection? On the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, the motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, before somebody moves for the motion for detention of Mr. Mamba, can I just manifest, Mr. Chair, if I may?
Gaano katagal yan?
1 minute lang.
May apro,
Yeah.
sige, please proceed.
In order to dismiss the allegations, Mr. Chair, although we know it's clearly unfounded kasi kinakalat ni Mamba, ni Governor.Mamba na I'm just using this committee of this house, for my political gain, that I filed this house resolution in joint committee just to pursue my political agenda against Mamba. And in order to shield this committee, Mr. Chair, and the House of Representatives as a whole on such a baseless allegation, I respectfully register for the record my abstention from the voting in this instant motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Duly noted. COMSEC is directed to take note of the vote of Congressman Lara with regards to the contempt order for Governor.Mamba. Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Mr. Chair, as what we have done with the other officers of the provincial government of Cagayan, that after they have been cited in contempt, we move for the detention of the people who are cited in contempt. Therefore, Mr. Chair, may I respectfully move that Governor.Mamba be detained pursuant to our rules and be meted out the penalty that is supposed to be meted out pursuant to our rules. So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairman Akop. There is a motion to issue a detention order for Governor.Mamba at a maximum penalty of violating undue interference in the rules of House. Duly seconded. Is there any objections? On the part of the Committee on Public Accounts, the motion is carried.
On the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, do I hear some similar motion?
Mr. Chair, I would like to echo the motion of Chairman Akop that we move to detain the Honorable Governor, Sir Chair.
There being a motion, it being duly seconded that Governor.Mamba, who has been cited in contempt, be detained in the House of Representatives. Any objection? There being none, on the part of the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, the motion is approved.
Just for the record, we will ask each and every member to register the vote for the detention order. For the Committee on Public Accounts, Kong Panaligan,
I vote yes.
Contept.
Mr. Chair, I was also a governor together with Governor Palma, together with Governor.Mamba. But sa tingin ko sobra na po yung naibigay natin na chances sa kanya. So I vote yes.
Thank you, Congo Cabrera. Yes for Congressman Adjong.
Yes.
Balito, sorry. Yes, Congressman Adjong.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Magpinsa kasi kayo. Thank you. Anyway, before Congressman Villa and Congressman Luis Reyes in the other room, they registered the vote for the affirmative to cite